you kind of grow up with something inside you. And then it was like, when I learnt and understood what that was all about, that was when I realized I could heal people. Just by undergoing this process, which I did to myself, I could do for everybody else. I became this healer that I am today. But along the way, I studied many, many methodologies. I studied philosophy. I went into religion, because that one confused me the most. Because, you know, if everyone believed their God was the only God, which was a strange thing for me to even grasp, and that, you know, and the only way to talk to God was their way, I mean, that alone just was a strange thing for me as well. Well, I think the easiest way to explain to people is to imagine that we're all energy. We're just simply energy. And I say to people, look at a table. A table, it looks solid to you, but it's protons, neutrons, electrons, all working in an electromagnetic grid. So when we change the structure of the grid, everything starts moving accordingly within the body. So now if we have blockages, that's where we get disease, which is dis-ease. So that could be an emotional story, which obviously things start energetically getting blocked through the emotional body, and then they move into the manifested physical body. So what we do is we just try and remove the holes, or, you know, any blockages that sit in the system. So all we need to do is get back to that, fix that break at that time, and bring flow through, because these stories, these traumas, has left the body always functioning in another way, and the cellular memory gets stuck in those places. So in truth, it's bringing light to a situation in the core bit of its darkness. My job is to kind of bring the person to that understanding. So I use it as my guideline. I don't say, well, I get that, and I'm going to tell you what that is, because then I've taken the power away from you. I want you to be in your power, in your strength. All my clients, they grow to their inner strength. It's effortless change. Yes, it's hard. I've got to go into the problem, but I can completely release it. It's effortlessness. You know, people don't need to be attached to me every week, because quite frankly, I want them to start being attached to themselves. But I give you the tools to attach to your inner knowledge, your inner understandings, so you don't need to be dependent on anybody or anything. You start being dependent on yourself. And that makes you strong, it makes you empowered, you know, it starts teaching you how to use your energies. I do choose it because that's what's the flow now, and that's the place that I'm in my greatest effectivity today, doing this in front of more people, having more people learn this stuff, because, you know, once I've done it with myself, I can work one-on-one with so many people. But I want a maximum impact with it, because it's such a strong healing, and we all can all have it. It doesn't need to just be for one person that works with me. And more than that, when you watch this and you watch these healings happening, you also get healed by it. So it's going to just exponentially go out there in such a wonderful way. So you'll see it just because it's interesting and it's so simple. The chemotherapy kills the good cells and the bad cells. So we do a hypno kind of trance kind of thing to help the chemo only kill the bad cells. So I would do that, you know what I mean? And at the same time, I'd be working on why that part of the system's not working. So we are a self-healing system. It's like a scab. You have a cut, it gets a scab, and it's fine, and then it falls away. So we naturally should be healing ourselves. So all these things are when things got blocked, okay? So we have to just go in, find out what's sitting underneath the disease, the cancer, the whatever, and then we remove it, as well as I would attack it the other way. So both ways. And then the body can naturally start killing off the cancer cells, because everybody has them. So it's just when the body's out of balance, they take control. So we have to put the body back in balance.